Hi, it's Ed Augustine. We're continuing in our discussion on palmistry. This is part 3 on the hand, and I just put the symbols up here of the fingers. Mars for the thumb. Now that's my personal designation. A lot of palmists would probably have a problem with that, but I find that that works for me. Jupiter for the forefinger, Saturn for the middle finger, Apollo or Sun for the ring finger, and Mercury for the pinky or baby finger. Now there are also, as you know, the hand is divided into several different areas by the lines that appear on the hand. Here's one of them here, and that is the lifeline, and here is going to be the headline, and here we're going to have the heart line. But what I wanted to say is that they also have, these parts of the palm also have astrological significance. For example, this part of the palm right here, closest to the thumb, is under the influence of Venus, whereas this part of the hand that's over here is, oh, that's a nice one, is under the influence of the moon. There's also some Mars energy here at this part of the palm. So there's different subsections, you know, here that are used around the palm. Now here is the bracelets, and the bracelets also have significance. As a matter of fact, the bracelets of the palm are supposed to show something about how long a person, you know, lives, how strong their life is. Most people have 1 or 2, but some people will have 3 or even 4. And supposedly, the more bracelets you have, the longer you might live. I know everybody's looking at the bracelets on their wrists right now, but that's, you know, that's kind of interesting. While we're talking about length of life, I might as well kind of like go from these parts of the palm here.
Does it matter which hand?
It's this one.
I've got a different number of bracelets.
What about the long one in the middle?
Well, the hand that we should be all looking at right now is whatever your active hand is. In other words, are you right-handed? If so, this would be your right hand. This is a right hand that I have up here. But if you're left-handed, then you would be looking at your left hand right now. So, some people are ambidextrous, but it's a tiny, tiny minority. Most people are definitely one-handed, you know, one or the other hand. But since we started speaking of the lines, I might as well go into that a little bit. And that is that this line here is very interesting to look at together with the bracelets, because this is the lifeline right here. It starts about halfway between the Jupiter finger and the thumb. It always starts right over here, and then it comes out this way and circles across the palm. Now, as I said, the bracelets are supposedly have to do with the length of the life, and the lifeline also has that same function, because you know what? Some people, the lifeline only comes this far. Some people, the lifeline only comes this far, believe it or not. And maybe it goes like this, maybe it's kind of like very weak, kind of ragged, you know. So all of that means something. Every possible different way that you see that lifeline is significant, you know, for that individual. First of all, if you have a very, very thin lifeline, very thin, then that person is said to have kind of like maybe just a little bit a weak life force. Their life force is not that strong. They may have at some point maybe they will have some medical issues or something at some point, you know, not in all cases, but generally speaking in some cases. Now, the thing to really worry about though in lifeline isn't how short or how long the lifeline is. And by the way, if a person has a lifeline that goes all the way down to here, that doesn't necessarily mean that person's going to live to be 97 years old, you know, or 87 years old, or 77 years old, or 67 years old. It just means that they have lots of life force. There's a lot of momentum there. But, you know, a lot of people that have a short lifeline may have a long life. But here's what's really dangerous on a lifeline, is if you come to this lifeline and you see like an interruption like this, like there's like in a couple places, maybe there's like a little gap or something like that, okay? So that shows that there's a crisis in the health at that point. Now the lifeline is very interesting because you can almost look at it in terms of the time span of a person's life. It starts here, so this would be birth. Then at the point here where